One of the most quietly complex systems in Red Dead Redemption 2 is the law and witness system, because it isn't just about punishment. It's about how civilization is closing in on Arthur Morgan from every direction. Unlike traditional wanted systems where crimes instantly trigger omniscient police responses, RDR2 builds law enforcement around visibility, time, and human reaction. Every crime exists on a delay, and that delay is where the game's realism and tension live. At the core of the system are witnesses. Crimes don't automatically become crimes unless someone sees them and survives long enough to report them. This single design choice completely changes how the world feels. Robbing someone on a lonely road might go unnoticed if there's no one around, but the same act in a town becomes chaotic because civilians panic, flee, or run to the nearest lawman. Importantly, witnesses aren't passive. They have priorities. Some will try to fight back, some will run immediately, and others will hesitate depending on the situation. This makes crime feel situational rather than scripted. The reporting process itself reinforces realism. A witness has to physically reach a lawman or a telegraph office to alert authorities. If Arthur intercepts them before that happens, the crime can effectively disappear. This creates morally uncomfortable moments where the player must decide whether to intimidate, knock out, or kill someone who was simply doing their civic duty. The system doesn't judge you explicitly, but it remembers. Your honor shifts, and the world subtly responds. Bounties are another crucial layer. They aren't just arbitrary numbers, they represent regional memory. A bounty in Valentine doesn't automatically make Arthur wanted in St. Denis, which reflects the fractured nature of law enforcement in the late 1800s. Communication exists, but it's slow and imperfect. However, as the story progresses and the world modernizes, law response becomes faster and less forgiving. This mirrors the narrative theme that the age of outlaws is ending. Arthur isn't getting worse at hiding. Society is getting better at catching him. Lawmen behavior also evolves. Early on, small-town sheriffs and deputies are cautious, sometimes even reluctant to escalate violence. Later, especially in more industrialized regions, law enforcement is aggressive, organized, and relentless. Pinkertons and federal agents don't operate like local police. They don't de-escalate. They arrive prepared to kill. This distinction matters because it reinforces that Arthur isn't just fighting the law, he's fighting progress. What makes the system especially effective is how it removes the power fantasy. You can't simply outrun consequences forever. Even if you escape a crime, NPCs may recognize Arthur later. Shopkeepers might refuse service. Townsfolk may comment on his reputation. Masks help, but they aren't magical. People still recognize clothing, horses, and behavior patterns. The game is constantly reminding you that anonymity is slipping away. By the later chapters, the law system feels oppressive by design. Crimes escalate faster, bounties grow heavier, and safe spaces disappear. This isn't the game becoming unfair, it's the world tightening around Arthur. Civilization doesn't tolerate legends. It records them, tracks them, and eliminates them.